Yes, sir. You already know what time it is.
Oh, yes.
I'm your boy, Matt P.
And I'm your boy, Jeremy Chase.
And this is Parking Lot Parables coming at you again with another episode.
Yes, sir.
For the one time.
Yep.
So, we're here, we're coming to the end of April.
Mm-hmm.
A lot has happened this month.
Yeah?
A lot.
Oh, yeah.
Really entirely too much. What's going on?
Yeah, man.
We were supposed to be better.
Yeah,
Then,
I mean, this year's having a lot of shades of last year in a lot of ways. We got a couple of icons dying, and I'm just like, man, some of the stuff is like, oof.
Yeah, got that, and then the killings,
yeah,
the mass shootings. There was just another mass shooting at FedEx last week, and then
bruh, you don't
and
stop.
there was just a mass shooting a week before that in Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was the young man that got killed in the same town as George Floyd.
Yeah.
Lady say she got confused about where a gun was.
Yeah. Like, come on now. It was like, I ain't know if it was the taser or the actual gun.
There seems to be a serious lack of accountability amongst the people in this country.
Oh yeah.
Nobody wants to be held accountable. There's there's always a good reason for what happened when somebody's done something wrong.
Exactly, man. I'd be like, huh?
When it's like a certain person that's done something wrong.
Oh yeah.
There's a good reason. Well, they hadn't did this wouldn't have happened.
Exactly.
There's no accountability.
No, man, and that shouldn't be the case. And that's what we're gonna talk about today. We're gonna talk about accountability.
When I was little, my parents would always especially my mom, she'd be like, hey, you did something, own up to what you did.
Yeah.
Be accountable.
Yeah.
Don't make excuses.
Exactly.
But do better.
Yeah. I mean, that's really all you can do. Because, man, there's been so many times where you always have the opportunity to run from your problems or from your issues or from, whatever you got going on. But you just got to make yourself available to be vulnerable. I know one major thing that it takes to be accountable is to be clear. I think sometimes we misunderstand and we misjudge people who's trying to help us, but we don't make clear statements. We don't if I see you doing something, bruh, and if I'm not bruh, this how I feel when you do this certain thing, then we'll just go off at the handle. Then a whole friendship could end.
Yeah,
but
true. When
you're clear, you're able to get across and I'm a person, I'm changing, forever changing. I'm starting to look at it as, instead of blaming someone else, looking at how it made me feel. Because in the end, bro, a lot of stuff may be just small stuff that, person didn't mean it that way, or didn't, it didn't come across to them as that. But I think when you're accountable, you don't go into blaming someone else, but you go into how it made you feel. It's important that, I think even in relationships, it's good to be able to have those types of talks where it's not like you did this, you. No, reverse that. I felt this way when you did this. I felt, unappreciated when you did this. Man, it's important that we even change our language, when it comes to be accountable. And I think, just in general, accountability is needed in all different phases of life, whether it's your job, whether it's spirituality, whether it's, relationship, whether it's, whatever you're doing.
Parenting.
Yeah, man, being accountable is important. Like, I think a lot of people like, man, I'm by myself and that's all good. Like, no, like, you need people to check you, because your head can get bigger than you think. You know, like, it's always good to keep people who keep you grounded and humble, because if not, man, you think you better than you really are, and that's sure not the case. Sure not the case. But yeah.
So, what do you think? In your opinion, bro, like, what do you think we can do? Well, I mean, I know it really comes down to an individual thing. You know, you can't just be like, well, this is what we can do. Mm-hmm. I think as an issue, people got to stop trying to come up with ways to work on the masses. Yeah. It doesn't work. Yeah. You have to make it small. Mm-hmm. You know, like small people, like working on your own family. Yeah. Working on yourself.
Exactly.
What are some things we can do?
So, really, man, like I said before, the first thing you could do is be clear. I think sometimes when we're going about our life, it's hard to look in the mirror and see what's wrong with us. It's easy to look at others and see what's wrong with them. That's why, you should have accountability, because like, you may see stuff that I'm doing that's not right that I don't see, and vice versa. Like, I think it's important to communicate, the areas we need to improve, because we're not perfect. We're nowhere near. But I think once we are able to have conversations, able to, give a state of opinion, and, take it in, you'll be better. Mm-hmm. And the second thing I would say is be consistent. If you're struggling with the issue, and like say like you struggling with the issue, I'm like, bro, I need help in this area. Like, I'm really failing in this area. I need you to keep me accountable. Like, you gotta do them regular checks. Gotta be consistent. Like, bro, I know we ain't talked in a while. How you doing with such and such? Right. Like, man, it's important that we keep that consistency, no matter what, man. Like, that's the main part of being accountable, being able to consistently, check on each other and, build each other up. Just, putting yourself to the side and being able to be a helper. And the last part is one of the hardest things, sharing the brutal truth. And a lot of people don't like to do it, but it's needed. Being brutally honest. Like, I think a lot of times we allow people to fall because we're not brutally honest. We see them going in the wrong way or see them headed towards some danger, but instead we're like, nah, they'll learn it their way. Instead of being like, hey, if you go this way, this is gonna happen. I think when we're brutally honest, we're able to be more vulnerable. We're able to be more susceptible to change, and you have to accept that honesty. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a two-way street. You can, like, it's cool to be brutally honest, but if you ain't hearing it, like, it's wasted conversation. Woo. But like, man, that is one of the things I cannot stand, is when you have someone that asks for you to be accountable, but they don't want to hear what you got to say concerning it. I'm like, what's the point?
I ain't gonna lie. I've done that, mm-hmm. or I've been in that situation, mm-hmm. and I ain't gonna lie, boy, you got one time with me, boy. Like, I ain't getting paid for this. I ain't getting paid about an hour or something.
Right, man.
Then I'm gonna have to hit you with the heck no, bro.
Yeah. I mean, like, you gotta let them know, like, your time and your consideration is valuable.
You ain't about to be stressing me out. I keep saying the same thing. You got me over here feeling like a broken record. No, yeah. I got you. I got you clear.
I think another thing we have to do when it comes to accountability is to, like, just dust it off of yourself. I think sometimes we'll go hard for others when really, in actuality, they won't do the same for you. And, like, I think sometimes we carry people's problems more than they do.
Yeah.
We'll be like, praying for them and, doing all this other stuff. while they out here just gallivanting, having a good old time. You know, not focus on how to be better or none of that.
I ain't gonna lie, I pray for you once, player.
Like, man, it's important that, you know, what you say is not in vain. I'm not saying, you know, just don't give them a chance. What I am saying, just guard your own self. Protect your own peace while being accountable. You know, not allowing mess to fly your way, but at the same time, if they want to go on that way on their own, that's their decision. You know, you can't hold it as like a place of you can't move on because they won't move on. No, you got to protect your own peace. Like, man, I'm so happy I'm at a place where, you know, if friendships don't work out, I'll be okay.
Right.
Because me and you both, bro, have had many friendships, even relationships that didn't work out. And like, you know, at the time we were torn up.
Yeah.
And, you know, but like the fact that we're able to grow from those situations, able to teach the new generation, like, hey, don't go this way because I've been there. I've done that, you know, and, you know, be able to see from your past mistakes, you know, a way that someone's going and like be able to teach and, you know, help someone out. Like, it's valuable. So I don't regret, you know, my past friendships and relationships, but I'm learning from them.
Yeah, it's gonna help you. You'll be able to pass that knowledge. Be like,
yeah,
I won't just be able to say, son, don't do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Daughter, don't do this.
Yeah,
I'm like,
gonna give them the
like, let me tell you a story.
Yeah, man.
I ain't even gonna tell them don't do it. I'm gonna like, let me tell you a story.
So let me tell you about your daddy.
Yeah, let me tell you what happened.
Yeah, and it's not to tell them to brag about it, because I know a lot of people they be bragging about their past sin. Like, I was the player back in the day.
You know, the thing is, you know, we're all like this. You tell them don't do this, don't do that, don't touch that, don't eat that. They gonna do it.
Yeah, they still gotta learn on their own.
So like, instead, I'm gonna try and be like, I'm gonna tell them like, okay, because I see them going in the way that I was going. So I'm gonna try and be like, let me tell you what happened to me.
Exactly.
This was back when I was your age, and I was doing the exact same thing you trying to do right now. Let me tell you what happened. Hopefully they'll put two and two together, boy. Because like telling them just don't do this, you're gonna mess up.
No,
that
man.
it's like it drives it. You know, like even for me, like that was how I was. Like telling me don't do something.
I'm like, man, I'm grown.
What? But like I'm too grown.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Like in that accountability, it takes communication. You know, it's not enough to say don't do this. You gotta say, you know, what's the repercussions? Like, I've seen this. I've been through this. I've seen other people in this same situation.
Like, I was having these thoughts.
Yeah,
you know?
man.
I had those feelings. You know, let me tell you, I acted on them. I did what you're thinking about doing right now. And this is what happened.
And accountability is never to tear anybody down. It's always to build someone up. It's not to judge someone like, nigga, you need to get your act together because I'm tired. No. It's about, bruh, I've seen what you're going through and you may be going the wrong way. Let me help you and guide you to the right way, you know? And at the same time, like I said, you got to protect yourself. Make sure that, you know, you're not so much concerned about them and even creating a God in their life. Like, I think sometimes we look up to people so much that we make them a God in our own lives.
Guilty.
You know,
I ain't gonna say I made him a guy, but
yeah, we
definitely put him up on a pedestal.
Oh yeah, put him up on a pedestal, you man. Know. Like what they said was law.
You know,
like you know, I always say this: like whatever advice you get, take it with a grain of salt. You know, especially when it comes to relationships, because what may work for one may not work for another relationships. Yeah. You know, because like I think it's just important, especially when it comes to accountability, that we each look within ourselves and see what areas we need to improve. And there may be some stuff that, you know, Matt needs to improve on that I can't help with. You know, and it's important that we all seek the proper help for those things. You know, whether it's therapy, whether it's, you know, spending time with God and, you know, getting the allowing the Holy Spirit to change you. Like there's so many different avenues we can go with this, but like being accountable, even in your relationship with God, like you gotta hold yourself accountable. The work shouldn't be on one person or another person. No, it's your job to take things seriously. Be like, man, I really gotta step up in this area. Mm-hmm. And it's not to down yourself. It's not to beat up yourself, because God doesn't want us to, beat up ourselves or demean who we are. But it's to make yourself better. The fact that, Jesus died for me, I want to be better.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's important that we reach a level of accountability in our spiritual lives, because once we do that, everything else is like butter.
And it's important to remember that, you may have got it wrong today.
Mm-hmm.
You may have got it wrong yesterday.
Tomorrow.
You might get it wrong tomorrow. But, his mercies are brand new every day.
Every day.
So, and another day is and each day is a chance to be better than you were yesterday.
Yeah, man. Like
I might have cussed 5 people out today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm shooting for none tomorrow.
Yeah. And you may just be down to 1, but you made some progress. Yeah, man. Like, celebrate those small victories. Like you said, it's not about downing anyone. So when you do see people making progress in the things that they want you to hold them accountable for, celebrate them things. I think it's very important that we celebrate the small things. If someone's like getting out of debt, if someone's like, buying their first home, if someone's like, stepping out and doing something out of the norm that, never been done before, celebrate those things. It's good to uplift someone and like, man, I told you, if you kept on going with this, you'll come out on the right path. And it's good to be able to celebrate with people who you've seen in the ditch, go through some hell. Like, it's a special moment to see people free, delivered, and able to be them full selves as you saw them. I think one of the greatest things is to be able to see people flourish when you've seen them in their down moments, when you've seen them in their low periods. Mm-hmm. Like, it's always good to see people flourishing in what God has called them to do, man. It's just good, man. And I'm just, whoever I come in contact with, I want that for. Even my enemies, man, I want to see them do well. Like, I want to see them better.
I ain't gonna sit here in front like that's always the easiest thing to be. Mm-hmm. That's not always the easiest mindset to have.
Oh no.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie. Depending on where I'm at with an enemy, I might want to see him fall at that very moment. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
Because that's. I mean, he tried me. It's what happens.
Exactly.
It's within our nature to want to lay hold upon him.
Yeah.
But you have to. That's all part of growth, though. Holding yourself accountable. Yeah. Today, I've been like, I hope he can kick rocks with open toe sandals on. And the next day, all right, well, I hope he has some sneakers on the next day. You feel a little bit better.
Yeah, man. I mean, it takes a level of maturity to be in that mind state. But yeah, man, I think when you're truly accountable to your brother or sister, your relationship, your job, like, it allows you to be free, in certain areas. Like, when you have people behind you that's dependent on you to do what's right, like, it takes a whole nother level, especially if you're building a family.
True.
And you have someone who you're accountable for. That, like, I think that brings out a greater purpose in yourself that you could have never attained alone. Like, man, building a family, that's another level of accountability, man. Like, I think, especially when you're like, going into marriage or, engagement or having a child, like, it's another level of thinking altogether. It's like, I can't do this and this because I got a future to plan for. Mm-hmm. I gotta have a vision. I gotta, build myself up as long as along with my wife, along with my kids. Like, you have more different, when you're responsible for different people, like, it really skyrockets your accountability. You know, you're not doing the same things. You're not even spending your money the same. Like, you're trying to build for the future, like trying to create wealth, trying to, you know, increase your spiritual life so you're able to lead. You know, and I think when you have that accountability, it allows, you know, Christ to show you that, yeah, he's built you for this. He's created you for this exact moment. He's sent a helper who is the Holy Spirit that will help you to do all of these things and more. Like, you know, I think we sometimes down ourselves so much that we forget that God has given us all the tools we need. Like, you know, and I'm not saying that there's not hard parts, but like, he's given us all the tools we need to obtain wealth, to grow, to be better each day. And I think once we truly listen to him and, you know, obey his word and, you know, follow his way, like, it'll be, I'm not saying easy, but it'll be better to follow his way. You know, it'll come out way better than, you know, if we go on our own.
That process will be a lot smoother.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man. Like, you know, it's important that we're accountable. You know, whether it's in our faith, in our friendships, in our, you know, just being human. Man.
I feel like if this country was a lot more accountable,
yeah,
we wouldn't have had no issues with toilet paper last year.
Yeah, man.
Cause that was just stupid, bro.
It was. It was, bro.
Like, we was out here fighting over toilet tissue.
Like, man, that was crazy. Like,
that was a new low.
Yeah, like
in the United States of
like the importance of being able to wipe your behind.
Was a new, like, if somebody had told me in 2019 that I should invest as much as I can in Charmin because the stock's about to go up crazy come 2020, I would, man, bruh,
man,
absolutely ridiculous, man. Just have no accountability. Now you got people over here, they probably still trying to sell toilet tissue on the low because they got 2 years worth.
Yeah,
entirely too much because they in there fighting over it and just
yeah, man,
asinine.
Literally, that was a ridiculous situation, man. Like, you know, we just gotta be better. Overall, we just gotta be better.
Yeah, true. So, I mean, if you're just tuning in, we're talking about being accountable. Like, and we're not talking about just holding other folks accountable. I mean, we're talking about holding yourself accountable. You know, especially if you got families, if you're a supervisor, if you're an employee, you know, it's like if you got personal goals, you know, if you was trying to lose weight, it ain't nobody's fault but yours.
Yeah, man.
You'll hold yourself accountable. You or get you an accountability partner. Yeah. You know, tighten up financial goals.
Yeah.
Get yourself an accountability partner. You know, because accountability, that means you're not making excuses. You know, you're looking objectively at yourself. You're saying, okay, yeah, I didn't do this right.
Yeah.
You know, I could have done this better.
Exactly.
So
that's it.
This is how you grow. You know, so gotta be more accountable out here, man. I hope that helps somebody.
Oh yeah, man. Like you said, man, accountability is so important. Like, we need it in friendship, we need it in family, we need it in our job, in our spiritual life, like even in leadership. You know, they gotta stay accountable too. That is probably, I ain't gonna lie, leadership is probably where, unfortunately, that's where, in my experience, that's where the least amount of accountability has been. Yeah. And I mean all the types of leadership too, like whether it's talking managerial, pastoral, the White House. Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Like, it seems wherever there's some type of power, it seems to be the least amount of accountability. Yeah. And it's weird, man. Like, when you talk about like the job force, it seems like the higher you go up, the least you have to do. Like,
Yeah, like the lowest ones are doing the most work.
yeah, and it's like, they're supposed to be keeping track of the workers, but they're not contributing.
It's crazy. Yeah, the higher you go up, the least amount of work you have to do, and the more you get paid.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's all good and whatnot, but like, make your workers feel valued.
It's
Like,
truly
you gotta
a pyramid
pour
scheme.
back down. You gotta pour back down into your workers. Like, let that income flow below you. Like, we tired of pizza parties. We need, and don't just be one of these people that's like, I got up here, now you learn how to get up here yourself. No, show your people how to be managers, how to go up the ladder. Like, no, it's not just about you.
That's the issue with the conservative party. The conservative party, that's their whole thing. Like, oh, we got up here, you can do it too. I'm like, you right. I mean, it can be done, but I mean, the amount of obstacles, man, like, nobody's asking. Well, some people asking for handouts.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of people just want to know where to start at. Y'all people are stingy, man.
Yeah,
a lot of
man.
people are stingy with the knowledge.
Yeah, man.
Stingy with the knowledge.
A piece of information can take us a long way.
It don't cost you nothing,
At all.
but just a few minutes.
Yeah, man. But yeah, we definitely just gotta be, accountability.
So yeah, be accountable.
Mm-hmm.
If you got a family, you got to be accountable to your family.
Yeah.
If you're a pastor, you got to be accountable to your church.
Mm-hmm.
President got to be accountable to his country.
Oh yeah.
So be accountable and stay away from the foolishness.
Stay away from the foolishness.
Speaking of which, y'all already know what time it is.
Oh yeah.
It is Miss Me with the Foolishness. Speaking of being accountable, this guy who's operating
Florida man.
Oh yeah,
At that.
Florida man.
Back again.
Telling you, boy, you talking about somebody who don't be accountable, boy.
Yeah.
These dudes in Florida don't be accountable for nothing, boy. They stay cutting up, man.
Man, this Florida man, he attacked his black mom at a Ferris wheel, and he got his behind taken care of.
I'm talking about he looked like somebody made a comment too, talking about what did they say?
They said, one thing about black people, we know how to assemble like the Avengers.
And that's exactly what they did. They jumped on him like he was Thanos, boy.
That butt whooping was inevitable.
So a lot of you may ask, well, what did he do? What did she do to make him do that? What we do know is before he got into it with her, there was another person trying to get off the Ferris wheel.
And they had kids with them.
The child fell out of the little cart, and then the guy started the Ferris wheel again before the parent could get out of the Ferris wheel.
The lady was shouting at him like, "Hey, my child, he's trying to get off."
In between that incident and the incident of him getting jumped, he actually got into a squabble with his coworker too.
Yeah.
Like he jumped on his coworker. Yeah. After that.
He gave him
So then he tried to start the ride again, and then this next woman and her children get off, and she gets off, and then she's yelling at him.
Yeah.
And then that's when he's like, "Get the out!"
He
jumped on her. He jumped on her, pushing her and stuff, and then next thing you know, everybody and their mama jumped on him.
Oh man, they had the squad on his tail. I was like, woo. I mean, he got that instant karma.
Yeah, they put in work. They put in work.
Like, man, I ain't even know where Fam went to, cause that joker straight up disappeared. Like,
yeah, he looked like old dude off for Don't Be a Menace while drinking juice in South Central. They flattened him, boy.
I was like, I didn't even see what happened, if he fell or what. But when they cleared, that joker was.
Oh yeah, they got on him.
Like,
they got on him.
They done snapped that joker out of existence.
Yeah, they jumped on him like it looked like something off of The Walking Dead, boy. They got on him.
Yeah, but man,
he put his hands on that woman in front of her children.
See, this is why if you that aggressive at a job, like, I understand we all have work jobs that we just cannot take.
Trust me.
But when it gets to that point, you need
just
to
walk
leave.
off, man. Just leave.
It's not worth it.
just
It's
leave.
not
Not
no
only
amount of money.
did he just get sent to the sweet by and by.
Mhm.
Now he gonna go to jail.
Yeah, man. Look, you struck a woman.
Oh, he going to jail, especially when there's two videos. Somebody put out the main video, but there was another video showing what happened right before, and it shows him. Not only did he like start the ride while a child had just fell out the cart. He started the ride, like he didn't even let the child clear the Ferris
The child
wheel.
was still holding on almost.
Like the child, it almost took the child out, and then his coworker came up to him like, "Yo, what's going on?" And he jumped on his coworker.
Like, man, he was on some big man.
I ain't never seen nobody that
Man.
acting that like that.
He literally said, "F this job."
Yeah, he was done.
He was. I'm surprised old buddy ain't just walk off and leave all them on that Ferris wheel.
Like, I'm
way
like,
he was acting-
bro, if you that done with the job, man, just leave, bro.
Yeah, man, cause that ain't worth it.
It's crazy. Now he just got held accountable.
Yeah,
In the worst way.
in the court of law. Yeah, and with that whooping.
And he got all the squabbles. Boy,
How you gonna get whooped and go to jail? Like,
I'm talking about they hopped on him, boy. Like,
I ain't
gonna lie, it looked like
him.
it looked like Wakanda in there, boy. It was no
Man.
joke. Like, he bumped back. You know, like everybody hopped on him.
He said, Masa! They came in there full force.
Got on him.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, man, that's why don't mess with the black woman and her child.
See
do
there?
it.
See there?
Don't
It could have been a easy day for him.
Mhm.
Now he just got held accountable with these hands.
Yeah. In the midst of Rona.
Yeah, he had a mask on too. I'm like, how you gonna try here trying to be tough? I'm like, I don't know, boy. Ain't no telling, man. These people are you gotta be careful these days.
Yeah, man.
People are different. Like,
Oh yeah.
they're in a whole different mindset
Mm-hmm.
than where we were maybe 10 years ago. It's a whole lot of tension going on.
Yeah.
Financial depravity, and really just kind of depraved mindsets all around. Cause
Yeah.
ignorance,
Yeah.
hella amounts of ignorance.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I even had a dream that I got arrested by the cops. And I got arrested with some guy. Like, I don't know who he was. But I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna comply, put my hands before my back before he even come up to me. And I think the officer was leading us to the car. And we had to go down some ladder or some platform. And the guy I was with, he's straight up picked up the officer and slammed him down. And that when I tell you that joker was dead, I was like, oh hell, nah, I done got caught with 8 in the bed, and like, I was like, man, I don't want to go to jail. Like,
Jail ain't the move, boy.
I was like, what's going on? But yeah, man, like, you know, always stay safe. You know, it's good to protect yourself. You know, as Matt said in his video 2 weeks ago, like, it's good to protect yourself. You know, but at the same time,
Guns are cool. I mean, but I personally believe you should learn how to protect yourself.
yeah,
Like,
'cause you
with
not
your
always-
body alone first.
yeah, you're not always gonna have your gun. You know, there might be areas where you can't bring it on. Bring it in.
You need to learn how to protect. Everybody should know how to protect themselves in hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, man.
I feel like, I don't know, if guns are giving people a false sense of security out here.
Yeah, man.
So, I mean, but hey, you know, you like it, I love it.
Yeah.
Or better yet, I don't care.
Yeah.
But
yeah, bro.
we appreciate y'all tuning in. You know, we've been on this consistency. Well, I don't know. The consistency really ain't been the topic this year.
Yeah, not too much. I think this year we've been really focusing on growth, man.
Yeah.
Like it's been about growing.
Yeah, I remember I said I was gonna be staying in my lane, and that's exactly where I be at.
Yeah, man. Like that's important. Cause
I'll be trying to hop in everybody else's lane just because you think there's some fire over there. Lord, it's looking good over there. Let me hop over there.
no, you And
No,
I want
man.
that smoke all the time.
No, just you know, do what you do, do what you love,
Yeah.
and do it how you love to do it.
Oh yeah,
I'm
man.
trying to do it the way everybody else do it.
Exactly.
But you know, what do we know? We just talking.
Yeah.
So,
Take all this
take
with
it or
grain
leave
of salt. 'Cause, yeah.
Yeah, take it or leave it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to follow me, you can follow me at Matthew Priest on Facebook, Matthew_E_Priest on Instagram, and I'm President MP on Snapchat and Twitter.
Oh yeah. If you want to follow me, you can follow me at The Chase Harder on all social media platforms.
And once again, I am Matt P,
And I'm Jeremy Chase.
and this is Parking Lot Parables. One time.
Yes, sir.